Good morning, True Church. Pastor Dave here. Wow, 10 years. I cannot believe 10 years has gone by already. But in those 10 years, God did some amazing things, no doubt. I'll never forget the day that myself, my beautiful bride, Melissa, and a group of passionate Christ followers from Westview Community Church said yes to launching True Church on April 21st, 2014. So many memories over the years that God allowed me to pastor True Church, all the way from our first True Boo in October before we launched, to the day we launched, to the many, many things that happened as people began to gather at True Church right there at the St. George Elementary School. My favorite memory of all time is how many people that we were blessed to baptize in the first 3 years, well over 100. And our whole goal was that people would be able to belong. And I have no doubt the next 10 years is going to be even greater as you guys continue to reach outside the four walls of the church and create a place for people to belong. God bless you guys. Melissa and I love you. I'm praying for the next 10 years will be the biggest ever. Have a great anniversary today. Have a great day.
Hey, True Church. I just wanted to say congratulations on 10 years. 10 years is a big deal, knowing from where this church came from. The one thing that I have seen and I have learned and I have watched and I have experienced is that True Church is God's church. Against everything, this church has thrived through COVID, built a building in COVID, right during COVID. There's been so many amazing people who have stepped up and God has used in such a powerful way to make this church the way that it is. So whether you have been through this church the whole entire time, or you maybe are coming to this church for the first time, the one thing that I want to remind you, or I want to let you know, is this church is God's plan. It's God's plan for this area. It's God's plan for the fact that it has happened and it has thrived despite various leaders, despite so much adversity. And I am humbled. I have been humbled from the very start to being able to be such a small part of that, and have been able to grow. As many of you know, my family reached some of the highest of highs, and you know, when we adopted Jaden, we had the highest of highs and lowest of lows with the loss of our beloved Lori in 2022. But this church has been amazing. The leadership has been absolutely amazing, and the way that I have been humbled to know so many of you and walk side by side with so many of you for in some instances 20 years. So I love you, and I am so proud to see this church have such a huge milestone of 10 years. Anybody that has been involved in a church plant for any amount of time knows that 10 years is amazing. So I love you guys, and I'm proud of you, and I'm praying for you, and congratulations.
Always on my mind, always on my mind, always on my mind.
Hi, True Community Church. I am so excited to be part of the celebration with such a gift and a grace to have got to journey with you those 4 years that I was able to be with you at True. We had some great memories. As I think about you, I can't help but go to Philippians chapter 1, verse 3. It says, I think, my God, every time I remember you, in all my prayers for all of you, I pray with joy because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. And I had the gift of getting to be part of you. Our family got a chance to have the gift of being part of that community. in some ways always will have a part of that community in my heart. I came in a time when there was some transition that was happening. And I think one of the greatest memories probably was how the church responded to that. That different leaders, and you know who you were, those elders, those leaders, those different people that stepped up and stayed together, kept everyone tethered. And not only that, but soon after that, then in COVID, and how do we navigate being a kind of a wandering people during that time? And then building a building and getting into that building. It affirmed the sacrifices that had happened before that time, and it and continued in that as well. And I can't help but as I think of you, I've never preached a harder sermon in my life, actually, than my last sermon there. I couldn't look at some of you in the eyes without having flashbacks of all the years, memories and stories and conversations that we had. And I deeply love you. I'm so thankful for you. And one of my favorite memories, I think, is just when we were there on the building site. We all had masks on, and we're trying to, with COVID stuff happening and all that things, but God was still working. We fasted and prayed and decided to build that building and go forward and went to the denomination just days, actually, but just by a couple weeks before COVID hit. But still during that time, God was building the building during that time for us. And I still remember the first Sunday there and writing prayers and writing and signing names all the way through the studs of that whole building. I trust that the same God who stirred the people to start Plant the Church and has been consistently loving and enabling the church to continue to reach out to the whole community, that God will continue in the years to come to keep using you, doing creative things to lead this church into all these different types of adventures that are ahead. So just thankful for that time together to be with you. It's always a grace celebrating on this great day together.